closer to God, and this from the United Methodist Church in Mulberry. The recent speaker at the weekly Kiwanis Club was Mark Hutek, Deputy Superintendent of Polk County Schools. He spoke on the education and careers. The Polk County Sheriff's Office has recently been called to investigate several thefts and assaults in the area. At least 2 thefts were reported in Mulberry mobile home parks on the city's north side, and theft and assaults were investigated between Mulberry and Lakeland. Thefts were reported on 5 Iron Drive and Anglers Green, and a burglary was investigated on Lakeview Drive in Mulberry. Assaults were investigated outside of Mulberry and South Lakeland in the 200 block of Cherokee Drive on Glenbrook Drive, and in the 6700 block of North Church Avenue in Mulberry. You have crime even in small cities. People are asked to keep your eyes open and report suspicious activities, but not to take the law into your own hands or approach someone who may be dangerous to you. Notify the Sheriff's Department. City Clerk Sharon Lauder was honored for certification during Tuesday night's Mulberry City Commission meeting. City Clerk and Human Resource Director Sharon Lauder was honored for the distinction that she has worked hard for. She is now a certified municipal clerk according to the Florida Association of City Clerks. This distinction comes after having attended special classes and studying for this. This special distinction aims to increase professionalism among Florida city clerks by holding clerks to a high standard. City Clerk Sharon Lauder also serves as head of the Polk County City Clerks Association. The city of Mulberry is parting ways with the Mulberry Community Service Center. For decades, the city of Mulberry and the independent Mulberry Community Service Center were closed. The city taxpayers provided for decades free rent at the facility on Northeast 5th Street, the Paul McDonald Boulevard. The city provided free utilities, maintenance of the building, lawn care, and on top of all that, they sent a monthly check of $300. This was because the agency was helping city and area residents with basic needs as food and clothing that were donated or paid for by donated funds, and help temporarily pay utility costs in an emergency. People would have to avoid cutoffs. But in more recent times, the relationship changed. If it did not, in fact, sour. City Hall became increasingly cynical of just how much direct help the Mulberry Community Service was putting back into its residents in need, and how much of it was going to salaries. And on a happier note, the city of Mulberry had a very sound financial picture in both the general fund, the main day-to-day operating system, and the enterprise funds, which generally is the city's utility operations. Mulberry's independent outside CPA firm made a presentation to the city officials in a special meeting held Tuesday after a 5 p.m. hour before the regular meeting. Some minor housekeeping details were cited as needed correcting, but they were mainly due to Hurricane Irma, which had become a priority starting in September. The delay in closing on the former, now vacant mobile home park property the city foreclosed on, and minor details. But as Commissioner at Large Rick Chapman stated, all in all, the city is doing a good job with its finances and its financial reporting. A positive point the CPA firm noted is that the city has turned around its water consumption reports to show only a 3% water unaccountability, which is good considering such things as possible leaks, inaccurate readings, and etc. This was done partly by the city buying the latest high-tech water meters, which have found some past meter reading problems. The Jonathan Wilson will be in concert on Sunday, February 11th at 6 p.m. at the Southside Baptist Church at 251 Moses Street in South Mulberry. The public is welcome, admission is free, but there will be a love offering will be accepted. That's for Jonathan Wilburn in concert, 6 p.m. Sunday, February 11th at Southside Baptist Church. Some events going on at the library. February 13th, Chapter Chats Book Club at 6 p.m. for adults. February 14th, Valentine's Day Preschool Valentine Party at 10:30. On the 15th, Teen Time. The theme will be Valentine at 2:30. Teens only. And on February 15th, the murder mystery Death by Chocolate for adults. Registration is required. The Leicester All African American Heritage Museum in Bartow at 585 East Summerlin Street offers free admissions, but donations are accepted. They're open Monday, Thursday, and Friday from 10 to 4. That's Monday, Thursday, and Friday, 10 to 4. They're closed on holidays and other days by appointment only. To get more information, you can call them at 863-800-6872. And don't forget, the Mulberry Founders Day is tomorrow, February 10th, from 11 to 2 at the Centennial Park, 901 Northeast 5th Street in Mulberry. They'll have a car show, there'll be vendors, live music, mechanical bull, a petting zoo, life-size games, and more. So that's tomorrow at the Centennial Park from 11 to 2. And that's right across from the library, which is downstairs from the Civic Center in Mulberry. A government report out today shows one of every 13 visits to the doctor last week was for fever, cough, and other symptoms of the flu. That ties the highest level seen in the U.S. during swine flu in 2009, and it surpasses every winter flu season since 2003, when the government changed the way it measures flu. The acting director of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention said she wished there was better news this week, but almost everything we're looking at is bad news. The flu season usually takes off in late December and peaks around February. This season started early and was widespread in many states by December. Early last month it hit what seemed like peak levels, but then continued to surge. Some doctors say that this is the worst flu season they've seen in decades. And in other news in the area, A federal judge in Florida has ruled that the state's felon voting restoration system is flawed. U.S. Judge Mark Walker ordered both sides in a lawsuit to submit ways to improve the system by February 12th, this coming Monday. The judge was appointed by President Obama and is considered a liberal. The law team representing Governor Rick Scott says it may appeal the decision. The largest steel producer in the U.S. is looking at a site near Frostproof to build a new $227 million facility. With this, the company is asking for major tax breaks to come here. The facility would employ 250 people as it makes steel out of recycled material. The plant would be 256,000 square feet. A waste company just outside of Lakeland, BS Farm and Ranch, has been told by the Florida Department of Environmental Regulation to restore some wetland and process some waste differently. This after many residents in the area have complained about odors from the company. Polk County government has spent around $300,000 in taxpayer money and legal costs to try to get the odor eliminated. The Florida DEP ruled in 2017 that BS Farm and Ranch is in violation of its state permit, which states no odor should result. Well, there's another Kmart in the Tampa Bay area has closed its doors for good. 10 years ago, there were 27 Kmart stores in the Tampa Bay area. Now there are only 3. Polk County no longer has even one Kmart store. Lake Alfred City Manager Ryan Leavengood has received high marks from the city commissioners, mayor and vice mayor. He got an overall score of 4.97 out of a possible 5. Also, the Kennedy Space Center is being turned into a multi-user facility with some private rocket companies employing a number of people. SpaceX is one such private rocket launching company headed by Elon Musk of Tesla fame. Cocoa Beach Mayor Ben Malik says the Space Coast is back from its lows when the U.S. space program once pretty much shut down. The mayor said the Space Coast has staged a comeback as a high-tech center and that several private rocket launching businesses have come out of it. Polk County Commissioners on Tuesday voted 5-0 to use $3.7 million from the county's Indigent Care Fund to use to build and create a residency program for family medicine in Winter Haven Hospital. The idea is to get residency students in the county in hopes that they might stay here. The county has a shortage of doctors, according to some claims. There is some $85 million in this medical fund. This is money raised from the half-cent sales tax per dollar in Polk County. Southeastern University in Lakeland found out that the school's women's basketball team is rated number 1 in the nation in the NAIA. The election qualifying began Monday for 3 Polk County cities, Bartow, Eagle Lake, and Dundee. City elections to be held April 3rd. Mulberry also holds its annual election for 3 commission seats on April 3rd, but the qualifying time is different in Mulberry as per the city charter. In St. Petersburg last Friday afternoon, Mark Yankee